How's it going, everybody? Level M Diecast bringing you the newest pink slips, the Jada / Majorette pink slips line. This is mix number 3, although these are probably technically 2024 releases. These just dropped. You know, the first 2 pink slip releases were 12 models in the mix. These ones do have 6 models in the mix. Of course, we have the entire set to look at here. Just going to start with the first one. This is the Porsche 911 Carrera S 992 in good old pink. Of course, they do come with the, useless box. We've talked about this before. I feel like it just drives the price up. These are $5 is what they retail for. It's a little bit more expensive than what we get actual Majorette for. And then on the back here, you see that they don't even have Majorette's logo on here anymore. I think the first series had Majorette on there, but you see there's no Majorette on here, which is a little bummed out. A little bummed out about that. I think that Majorette deserves to be on there because these really aren't Jada's or Jada, however you want to say it. So we'll go ahead and get this one cracked. It does use the exact packaging as the Majorettes do, because of course these are made in the same factory with the other Majorettes. There we go. Get that cracked out of there. There we go. Again, just that pointless box. Really nothing fancy on it. There's no other details or nothing like that on there. There is the deets. Again, doesn't even have Majorette on there, which is unfortunate. Plastic, plastic, plastic. All right, this is our Porsche 911. This is a relatively new casting from Majorette. It's a couple years old, but they have done so many versions for this casting. They just keep pumping them out. And I absolutely love it because it's such a good casting. It's got 2 opening features. We'll take a look at that in just a second. There is your deets on the back. It does say Porsche Carrera. I like the 2 little third brake light lines in the bottom of the window. Looks good. Of course, this does have suspension. And of course, these all will have rubber tires. There is the base deets. Say it is Majorette. Of course, there was no question about that. As far as the moving features, does have opening doors, which looks pretty good. There's quite a bit of detail in there. Majorette has some very, very good detail for the insides of their castings. It's an actual steering wheel. I mean, you can look at that and see it's an actual steering wheel. And then the other moving feature that this one has, it does have an opening frunk, the front trunk, which looks pretty good. It doesn't open all that well, but that's pretty much all it opens to. It's always the way it's been. It's just part of the casting details, I guess. Uses this 6-spoke in white, which is kind of a cool contrast. Works well with the Porsche striping on there. And of course, lensed headlights, pretty typical for Majorette. It's a very good casting, really good casting. I like it in pink. It's different. It kind of fits the line, the whole pink slips style line. I think it's pretty cool. All right, next one up. This is a very interesting addition. This is a very, very new casting from Majorette. Very, very new casting. As a matter of fact, it just rolled out just a few months ago. This is the Audi RS Ron GT. So this is a brand spanking new version. This is exclusive to pink slips for right now. So people that are outside the US, I'm pretty sure that you can get your hands on pink slip stuff, but very, very interesting that we get such a new casting. So that's definitely a good sign. We don't get too much new Majorette stuff. Usually what we get is relatively old or reissued when we do get it, which is a little bummed out. But we'll take what we can get. Always take what we can get. Again, just the box. We'll get our e-tron GT out. This one also has 2 moving features. So this does have the Audi symbol on the side. It says e-tron. Definitely has a pretty good, electric car vibe to the deco for sure. The prints on the back look pretty good. The casting looks pretty good. First time I'm seeing this casting in person. We get a little bit more of a premium version here. So it still has lensed headlights, which is really nice. That's a big deal because it does have an opening front trunk, which is pretty cool. This comes with chrome 5 spokes. It does have suspension like they always do. There's just, again, no wheel travel in there. Very interesting to see this has chrome wheels. Majorette rarely ever uses chrome. As a matter of fact, they use chrome so little that when they decided that they were going to do chase pieces, their chase pieces became chrome, gold chrome, and rose gold chrome, and the rose gold ones are extremely nice. But they used chrome for chase pieces. I mean, that's how much they don't use chrome, which is very interesting. I think that might be one way to keep the cost down. Does have opening doors in the front. Again, the interior looks pretty decent. The doors are just those standard big, huge hinge doors, which is unfortunate. Not a huge fan of those. They don't look all that well when it's open. But then this one does have an opening front hatch area. So that is part of the metal body of the casting in there. So that's why it looks Zamic. It's not painted up. That's really cool, actually. Normally that's part of the interior, but that's part of the metal casting. That's really, really cool. Really nice to see that. It's a pretty sizable casting, too. It's pretty nice and white and all that kind of stuff like that. It says it's 1/63rd scale, to be exact. But I really like that one. That's actually really nice. Really happy to see that one. All right, next one up, Ford Mustang Fastback. This is an existing casting, nothing new here, except for the deco, the version of it. So I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to be a little bit more like VIP style with these paint strips. But at the same time, I think they're trying to appeal to as many different collectors as possible, which I think is cool. So that's why you get some classic stuff in there. And of course, we got an EV in this one. It's always interesting. We got one more EV coming. Again, there is the box art. The boxes look cool. I mean, the box art looks nice, but again, the boxes are just, they're really pointless. This one in this really nice lime green looks fantastic. Black stripes with a little bit of red outline on the outside looks good. The taillight prints look fantastic. Does say Mustang. Really good details on that one. The black 5-spokes look good. Again, all Real Rider tires. This one looks pretty good. This one looks pretty proper. You know, a lot of these sit a little bit too high because of these big, huge Real Rider wheels that they have. But those ones look pretty good. And then, of course, there's the deets for the front of the Mustang, which looks pretty good. There's your Mustang symbol on there. This guy has opening doors. This has those really nice, like snap hinges. Kind of hard to tell. They're really thin hinges. They're not like the rest of those. So the doors open a lot more naturally. So this casting is just, you know, better built that way, which looks really, really good. The drawback is they usually don't close all that well. You got to really mess with them a little bit. There is the base deets for this guy. 1/62 scale is what it says. That one looks good. I really like that one a lot. That's actually a lot nicer out of the package than I thought it was going to be. All right, next one up. I can tell you right now that as far as the pink slips line goes, people don't like the SUVs. In the first release, we got a Land Rover, a Jeep Rubicon, and a, what was the last one? A G Wagon, a regular G Wagon, and they don't sell very well. So hopefully we'll see if these ones do. This is the G650 Laudette. This is the V12 convertible Maybach G Wagon, which is just a ridiculous mouthful. So get the cardboard to hopefully separate a little bit. Just not cooperating today. There we go. Get the trash out of there. Again, just the box. This box is like tore up already. Right out of the package. It's alright, we don't really care about the box. Alright, so this casting was a big deal when it first came out. It was pretty interesting to see that, you know, Majorette made this particular casting. It's a little weird. It's super wide. It's a little bit short in its kind of stance, kind of the way that it sits. There's a little bit too short as far as like its length goes. But it's still a good casting. There's a lot of details packed in a pretty small footprint. This one is in kind of a really dark graphite gray. And of course, these are still Real Riders. This does have suspension, but there is zero travel in the front, a little bit of travel in the back. These are an interesting tire. They are rubber, so they are still the Real Rider tires. Majorette wheels, Real Rider tires are really weird because the rubber kind of wraps around the back of the wheel. It's just a very interesting design. There is the print on the front, which looks pretty good. Of course, lensed headlights as well. That is part of the interior window, so that's why it's super dark tinted. A little bit of print on the side. Got your V8, or your V12 bi-turbo. And then, of course, your Maybach logo up there on the C-pillar. And then, of course, full details in the back. You got your Mercedes logo on the spare tire. Looks good. Taillight prints done up. Does have a tow hitch on this particular model. It is convertible, obviously. The top is down, so they do have it partially open, which is kind of cool. And then it does have a opening feature. You know, most hoods that open on Majorette stuff, you know, the engine detail is pretty flat. There's not really a whole lot of depth or three-dimensional to it. And that's same situation here. But it's okay. I guess it's got a little bit of bounce to it, just a teeny bit. All right, next one up. This is the Mercedes-Benz AMG SL63. This, again, is a very brand new casting from Majorette. Very brand new casting. Came out, I believe it came out this year, 2023. So very, very cool that we're getting some very, very new castings. And by the way, you see this little notch here? You're supposed to be able to put your finger in there to get the package open. But it doesn't do anything. It doesn't help you out. It doesn't help get the package open whatsoever. So just wanted to point that out. Because everybody always is like, why don't you just use the finger hole in the back? And it's like, you know what? It just doesn't work that well. So we'll get our Mercedes out of there. You see this one does have a convertible top. Yes, it does have a working convertible top. This is in matte red. This is a pretty decent sized casting. It is definitely not small. The SL AMG is not exactly a small car, but it's not a huge car. I think this casting's a little bit big for other Majorette castings, but it looks good. The grille prints on the front look fantastic. Of course, still lensed headlights as always. Got your, you know, vents and stuff like that on the side fender. There are no prints for the tail lights. Maybe a little bit shade. Yeah, there's prints on there. Taillights are printed up. It's a very slight difference in red. The model is in a matte red color, so it is a very nice finish. These are very, very nice rubber tires. I like these a lot. Does have just a chrome ring on some black 5-spokes. Prints for the exhaust tips looks fantastic. Really, really good. This one has an opening feature, so the hood opens. Again, like I mentioned, it's always a flat feature for opening hoods, but this one looks really good. A little bit of combination of interior parts and the casting itself. I kind of like when they don't paint the surrounds in there and leave them kind of Zamek. It looks kind of cool. Definitely like that look. Quite a bit of detail for being as flat as it is. The detail looks pretty good. The convertible top just pops up. So let's see if we can get the back section to release. See, there's just 3 little notches in there that hold it in. There is your nice interior. Looks really, really good. There's even a little bit of like texture to the plastic, so it looks a little bit better. A lot of details on that dashboard as well. You can see in there. Definitely looks pretty good as a convertible. And of course, the convertible top is just plastic. There's no details to it. Just snaps on there. Very, very simple. We'll leave the convertible top down there. All right, last one in the mix. Another very, very new casting from Majorette. Very new casting this year as well. GMC Hummer EV. So very, very cool to see yet another brand spanking new casting make its way stateside and in an exclusive style deco, at least for the U.S. market. So get that out of here. There is the box. Get that over there, that off the screen. All right, so I'm hoping that this one actually sells pretty well. I think this one will be probably the best-selling SUV of the whole Pink Slips series. This one looks really, really good. I like the gray color for the wheels on this particular one. It has all this really nice kind of ghost gray print on the side. It is matte green, matte forest green. It's a really cool color. Really, really cool color. Very nice to see the beds all opened up. Full details on the back. Got your taillights done up. Does say Hummer EV. And then there's your GMC logo down there because it is a GMC. The back is open here. There's no window. So just pointing that out. There's no window in there. Looks pretty cool. A little bit of print on the base as well. Same details on this side. Looks good. Really good details as well. The top is plastic. It seems like everybody's doing that. But it does have an opening top on the real model. So it kind of makes sense. It's got a nice width to it. The casting is a really nice heft to it as well. The prints look good. Does say Hummer on the front. It's more of that kind of gray ghost kind of print there on the hood. The hood actually has a couple of different parts. It's a moving parts hood. So it opens up, and then of course it's just all Zamek underneath there. I can tell you that this casting is a million times better than the one that Matchbox did. But you got to remember, these are way different price points, even with Matchbox being a moving parts. But you'll see a couple of clips there at the back of the hood. It's kind of difficult to see. There's a couple clips that come through. That is for that piece of gray, that gray piece right there that is added on, is separate. But that looks pretty cool. So it just has the front windows open, the back windows are closed up. Of course, it does have suspension like you'd expect. This one, very interesting. It's been a long time since we've really seen a Majorette that doesn't have lensed headlights. This is one. This was one. And I think that just the build of the model just wasn't going to be possible for that to happen. So, but there is the deets. It says this is 1/70th scale. This one's really nice. That one, I don't know, that GMC might be the best of the bunch. This is pretty good. That's a pretty good casting. So, but there you go. That is the Pink Slips batch. That is mix number 3. Like I said, could be 2024. Not really sure if it's going to be 2024 or not, but it could be. So if it is 2024, there you go. Starting off with a bang. If not, we definitely are digging what we're seeing. It's a very, very, very good mix. So drop a comment. Let me know what you think about those. We're going to roll out. Until next time here at Level M. Appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for watching. You guys are awesome. Peace.